Betraying a friend for 30 pieces of silver is shocking. It's a sum that seems almost trivial today, but in ancient times, it was a significant amount. This act of betrayal for mere coins has echoed through the ages, leaving an indelible mark on history and human consciousness. Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus' 12 apostles, made this fateful decision that changed history. He was part of Jesus' inner circle, a trusted disciple who had witnessed miracles and heard profound teachings, yet he chose to betray his master. His name has become synonymous with treachery. The very mention of Judas evokes feelings of distrust and deceit. His actions have been scrutinized and debated for centuries, making him one of the most infamous figures in religious history. The story of Judas forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature. It challenges us to consider the depths of human frailty and the potential for betrayal that exists within us all. How could someone so close to a figure of pure goodness commit such an act? Why would someone so close to Jesus turn against him? Was it greed, disillusionment, or something more complex? The motivations behind Judas's betrayal are still a topic of intense discussion and speculation among scholars and theologians. The answer is complex and shrouded in mystery. Some suggest it was predestined, a necessary part of the divine plan. Others believe it was a moment of weakness, a lapse in judgment that had catastrophic consequences. Judas's betrayal of Jesus was a pivotal moment in the Christian narrative. It was the catalyst for the events that led to Jesus' arrest, trial, and crucifixion. This act of treachery set the stage for the ultimate sacrifice and the foundation of Christian faith. It set in motion the events leading to Jesus' crucifixion and eventual resurrection. The betrayal was not just a personal act of disloyalty, it was a moment that shaped the course of history and the development of a major world religion. This act of betrayal continues to resonate with people centuries later. It serves as a powerful reminder of the complexities of human nature and the far-reaching consequences of our actions. The story of Judas is a cautionary tale that still holds relevance today. It raises timeless questions about loyalty, ambition, and the duality of good and evil within us all. As we reflect on Judas's actions, we are prompted to examine our own lives and the choices we make. The story of Judas Iscariot is not just a tale of betrayal, it is a mirror reflecting the potential for both good and evil within each of us. To understand Judas's actions, we must journey back to first-century Palestine. This was a time of political and social unrest. The Jewish people lived under Roman rule, yearning for a Messiah to liberate them. Jesus, with his message of love and the coming kingdom of God, attracted many followers. Among them was Judas Iscariot. Judas, like the other disciples, left everything behind to follow Jesus. He witnessed Jesus' miracles and heard his teachings. He was entrusted with the group's finances, suggesting a position of responsibility, yet somewhere along the way, something shifted within Judas. The Gospels offer glimpses of this internal struggle, hinting at growing discontent and disillusionment. The payment Judas received for his betrayal adds another layer of complexity to the story. 30 pieces of silver was the price of a slave in those times. This detail emphasizes the gravity of Judas's actions. He valued his loyalty to Jesus at a shockingly low price. However, the significance of the silver might run deeper. Some scholars believe it symbolizes more than just monetary greed. It could represent Judas's desire for material gain over spiritual fulfillment. Perhaps he saw in this act a chance to gain power or influence within a changing political landscape. The Gospels offer various explanations for Judas's betrayal. Greed is often cited as the primary motive. Judas, in charge of the disciples' money bag, is depicted as someone who desires wealth. Yet this simplistic explanation may not tell the whole story. Some scholars propose that Judas was motivated by political ambitions. He might have believed Jesus was a political messiah who would overthrow Roman rule. When Jesus didn't fulfill these expectations, Judas might have felt betrayed himself. Another theory suggests Judas was disillusioned with Jesus' teachings. Perhaps he expected a different kind of messiah, one who aligned with his understanding of power and deliverance. Section 5. Judas through the ages, scorned villain or tragic figure. Judas is often portrayed as the ultimate villain in Christian tradition. His name is synonymous with betrayal and treachery. Artists throughout history have depicted him with sinister features, emphasizing his role as the embodiment of evil. This negative portrayal reflects the deep sense of hurt and anger his actions caused within the early Christian community. However, some view Judas with a degree of sympathy. They see him as a tragic figure, caught between conflicting loyalties and desires. This perspective acknowledges the complexity of human nature, recognizing that even the most devoted followers can stumble and fall. Section 6. The weight of betrayal impact on early Christianity. Judas's betrayal had a profound impact on the course of early Christianity. It led directly to Jesus' arrest and crucifixion. This event, initially a source of immense grief and despair for Jesus' followers, became central to Christian theology. The concept of Jesus' death and resurrection, as a sacrifice for humanity's sins, emerged from this tragic act of betrayal. Judas's actions also forced the early Christians to grapple with questions of forgiveness and redemption. Could such a betrayal ever be forgiven? This question sparked debates and shaped theological understandings of sin and grace that continue to this day. Section 7. Loyalty tested, ambitions pull in the face of devotion. The story of Judas compels us to confront the tension between loyalty and ambition within ourselves. Judas, despite witnessing Jesus' miracles and hearing his teachings, ultimately chose a different path. The lure of power, wealth, or perhaps even a distorted sense of righteousness proved stronger than his loyalty to Jesus. Judas's story serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that even the strongest convictions can be tested. It prompts us to examine our own motivations and to be vigilant against the seductive whispers of ambition that might lead us astray from our values. Section 8. Beyond simple judgments, understanding human complexity. The story of Judas is a stark reminder that human beings are complex creatures capable of both great good and terrible evil. His actions have been debated for centuries, and they continue to provoke thought and discussion. Was Judas purely malevolent, or was he a man caught in a web of circumstances beyond his control? These questions compel us to delve deeper into the nature of human morality and the factors that influence our decisions. To reduce Judas to a one-dimensional villain is to miss the opportunity to learn from his story. His narrative is not just about betrayal, it is about the complexities of human emotions, motivations, and the often gray areas of moral choices. By examining his life and actions, we can gain insights into our own behaviors and the societal pressures that shape them. By exploring the possible reasons behind his betrayal, we gain a deeper understanding of the human condition. Was it greed, fear, disillusionment, or something else entirely? Each theory offers a different perspective on what it means to be human and the internal and external conflicts we all face. This exploration encourages us to reflect on our own lives and the choices we make. It is easy to judge Judas from a distance of centuries. Time has a way of simplifying narratives, turning complex individuals into mere symbols of good or evil. But history is rarely that straightforward. By looking at the broader context of Judas's actions, we can appreciate the nuances that are often lost in simplified retellings. However, his story challenges us to look inward and ask ourselves how we would act when faced with difficult choices. Would we have the strength to resist temptation, or would we falter under pressure? These are not just historical questions, but timeless ones that resonate with our daily lives. Would we remain steadfast in our loyalties, even when tested? Loyalty is a virtue that is often praised, but rarely examined in the context of real-life challenges. Judas's story forces us to confront the reality that loyalty can be complicated, and that our commitments are often tested in ways we might not anticipate. Or, would we succumb to temptation, betraying those closest to us for personal gain? The allure of personal gain can be powerful, and Judas's story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of such actions. It reminds us that our choices have far-reaching impacts, not just on ourselves but on those around us. By reflecting on these themes, we can better understand the complexities of human nature and strive to make more informed, ethical decisions in our own lives. Section 9. The enduring question, lessons from Judas's betrayal. Why did Judas betray Jesus? This question has echoed through the ages, stirring debates among theologians, historians, and laypeople alike. This question continues to intrigue and challenge us centuries later. Was it greed, disillusionment, or a sense of destiny that drove him to such a drastic act? While definitive answers may remain elusive, exploring the possible motives behind Judas's actions offers valuable insights. It opens a window into the human psyche, revealing the multifaceted nature of our decisions. It forces us to confront the complexities of human nature, the internal struggles that each of us faces, and the moral dilemmas that can lead us astray, the seductive power of ambition, the lure of material wealth, and the lengths to which one might go to achieve personal gain, and the fragility of loyalty. How easily trust can be broken, and how difficult it is to mend once shattered. Ultimately, the story of Judas is not just about betrayal but also about the enduring power of forgiveness and redemption. It serves as a poignant reminder that no one is beyond the reach of grace. It reminds us that even in the face of darkness, hope and second chances are possible. The narrative encourages us to seek understanding and compassion, even for those who have faltered. And that is a message that continues to resonate with people of all faiths and backgrounds. It calls us to reflect on our own lives, to forgive others, and to strive for redemption in our own journeys.